Every day, we wake up and face challenges, big and small. But there's one battle that often goes unnoticed, unspoken, and unacknowledged. It's the battle you tell no one about, the silent struggle that you carry within you day in and day out. Acknowledging our battles is the first step to winning them. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. The person next to you, the one who seems to have it all together, they're in a fight too. The successful businessman, the popular socialite, the straight, a student, they all have their own silent wars raging inside them. And you know what? That's okay. It's more than okay. It's part of being human. We all have our struggles, our doubts, our fears. What sets us apart is not the absence of these battles, but how we choose to fight them. Your battle. Maybe it's self-doubt whispering in your ear that you're not good enough. Maybe it's fear holding you back from chasing your dreams. Or perhaps it's the struggle to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. Whatever your battle is, I want you to know something important. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe. And you have everything you need to win this fight. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't understand my struggle. And you're right, I don't know the specifics of your battle. But I do know this. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has had to overcome their own personal battles. Every success story is also a story of overcoming. Every victory is preceded by a struggle. The most successful people in the world aren't those who never faced adversity. They're the ones who faced it head on and refused to give up. So how do we do that? How do we face our battles and come out stronger on the other side? Well, got a few ideas for you. First, we need to change our perspective. Instead of seeing your battle as a burden, see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become stronger. Every obstacle in your path is a chance to prove to yourself just how resilient you really are. Remember, life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. And strength, my friends, is built in the struggle. Okay. It's forged in the fire of adversity. It's in those moments when you want to give up, but you keep pushing forward, that you build the muscle of resilience. I remember a time when I was just starting out. I was broke, living in a tiny apartment, eating canned soup, and wondering if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. But you know what? That struggle taught me more than any success ever could. It taught me perseverance. It taught me creativity. It taught me that I was stronger than I ever imagined. And that's what your battle is teaching you right now. It's not here to break you, it's here to make you, to shape you into the person you're meant to become. You've got to be willing to fight. You've got to be willing to face your battles head on. Because the only way out is through. Fear is often at the root of our silent battles. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. But here's a secret about fear. It's a liar. It tells you that you can't when you can. It tells you that you're not enough when you're more than enough. Fear is like a big, scary monster hiding under your bed. But when you turn on the light and look closely, you realize it's just a shadow. It has no power over you unless you give it power. So how do we turn on the light? How do we face our fears? We do it one step at a time. We do it by taking action even when we're scared. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the face of fear. It's looking fear in the eye and saying, you might be here, but you don't get to decide what I do. Every time you act in spite of your fear, you get stronger. You build confidence. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. These silent battles, they can be lonely. When we're struggling with something we don't talk about, it's easy to feel isolated, to feel like we're the only ones going through this. But I promise you, you're not alone. Everyone around you is fighting their own battle. The person next to you, the one who seems to have it all together, they're struggling too. They've got their own doubts, their own fears, their own challenges. And that's why it's so important to be kind. to be compassionate, because you never know what battle someone else is fighting. Now, I'm not saying you need to tell everyone about your struggles. Some battles are meant to be fought privately, but don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to lean on others, because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit that you can't do it alone. Remember, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It shows that you're committed to winning your battle, that you're willing to do what it takes to overcome. And when you do open up, when you do share your struggle, something amazing happens. You realize that you're not alone. You find strength in community. You find hope in shared experiences. But even if you choose to keep your battle private, know this: you have an entire army within you. You have strength you haven't even tapped into yet. You have resilience you haven't discovered. You have power you haven't unleashed. So how do we tap into that inner strength? How do we unleash our power? It starts with belief. Belief in yourself. Belief in your ability to overcome. Belief that you are worthy of success, of happiness, of everything good in this world. And let me tell you, that belief, it's a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. Some days it'll be easier than others. Some days you will have to fight for it. But it's always a choice. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to see your worth. Choose to recognize your strength. Because when you do, you become unstoppable. Failure is often at the heart of our silent battles. We're afraid of it. We're ashamed of it. We do everything we can to avoid it. Failure, it's not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's not the end of the road, it's a detour that leads to something better. Every successful person you admire has failed, probably more times than they've succeeded, but they didn't let those failures define them. They let those failures refine them. So the next time you fail, and you will fail because that's part of being human, don't beat yourself up. Don't hide from it. Look at it square in the face and ask, what can I learn from this? Because in every failure, there's a lesson. In every setback, there's an opportunity. In every fall, there's a chance to rise stronger. And that's what this battle you're fighting is all about. It's not about avoiding pain or struggle or failure. It's about using those things to build yourself up, to become stronger, wiser, better. Something that often gets overlooked in these silent battles: self-care. When we're in the thick of a struggle, it's easy to neglect ourselves, to push ourselves to the limit and beyond. You can't win a war if you're running on empty. You need to take care of yourself. You need to recharge your batteries, refuel your spirit. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's what allows you to keep fighting day after day. So make time for it, whether it's reading a book, taking a walk, or just sitting in silence for a few minutes. Do something every day that fills you up. And part of self-care is learning to be kind to yourself. We're often our own harshest critics. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to a friend. But imagine if you treated yourself with the same kindness, the same compassion that you show to others. How would that change your battle? Start talking to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. Encourage yourself. Believe in yourself. Be patient with yourself, because the way you talk to yourself matters. It shapes your reality. In any battle, you need to know what you're fighting for. You need to have a clear vision of what victory looks like. So what are you fighting for? What's on the other side of this battle? Is it financial freedom? Is it a healthier lifestyle? Is it a better relationship? Whatever it is, get clear on it, write it down, visualize it. And then break that big goal down into smaller, actionable steps. Because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate those small victories. They matter. They're proof that you're moving forward, that you're making progress. And they'll give you the motivation to keep going when things get tough. Because things will get tough. There will be days when you want to give up. Days when it feels like you're not making any progress. Days when the battle seems too hard to fight. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that define you. because it's easy to keep going when things are good. It's pushing through the hard days that builds character. And remember, progress isn't always visible. Sometimes you're growing in ways you can't see yet. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs happen right after the hardest struggles. Okay? So keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting, because you never know how close you are to breakthrough. Your environment, the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the places you spend your time, all these things affect your ability to fight your battle. Are you surrounding yourself with people who lift you up or bring you down? Are you filling your mind with positivity or negativity? Are you spending your time in ways that energize you or drain you? Take a good, hard look at your environment. And if there are things that aren't serving you, that aren't helping you win your battle, it might be time to make some changes. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who support you, who push you to be better. And speaking of your environment, let's talk about habits. Because your habits are what shape your life. They're the small, daily actions that, over time, lead to big results. What habits are helping you win your battle? What habits are holding you back? Are there new habits you could develop that would make your fight easier? Remember, habits are formed through repetition. It might be hard at first, but the more you do something, the easier it becomes, until eventually it becomes second nature. Okay, so focus on building good habits. Create routines that support your goals. Make discipline your ally, because discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Now I want to touch on something that's often overlooked in these silent battles: gratitude. When we're in the midst of a struggle, it's easy to focus on what's wrong, on what we lack, on what we're fighting against. But gratitude has the power to shift your perspective, to remind you of what you have, even in the midst of what you're fighting for. Every day, take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It could be something big, like your health or your family, or it could be something small, like a warm cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. Gratitude doesn't ignore the reality of your struggle. It doesn't pretend that everything is perfect, but it reminds you that even in the midst of battle, there is still good in your life. There is still beauty. There's still hope. And speaking of hope, let's talk about that for a moment. Because hope is a powerful weapon in any battle. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what helps you see beyond your current circumstances to the possibility of a better future. Hope isn't blind optimism. It's not ignoring reality. Hope is choosing to believe that things can get better, that you have the power to make them better. So nurture your hope, feed it, protect it. Because as long as you have hope, you have a reason to keep fighting. Okay, now, in any battle, resilience is key. It's what allows you to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going when things get tough. Resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you do. It's about facing adversity and coming out stronger on the other side. And the good news is, resilience can be developed just like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you're building your resilience. So don't shy away from challenges. Don't run from difficulties. Face them head on, knowing that each one is an opportunity to become more resilient. And remember, resilience isn't just about enduring. It's about adapting. It's about finding new ways to approach problems. It's about being flexible in the face of change. Because life is unpredictable. Your battle might take unexpected turns. But when you're resilient, you're ready for whatever comes your way. In any battle, your mindset can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities are set in stone, that you either have what it takes or you don't. But a growth mindset, A growth mindset tells you that you can develop your abilities through dedication and hard work. Adopt a growth mindset. Believe that you can learn, that you can improve, that you can overcome. Because when you believe it's possible, you open yourself up to the opportunities that make it possible. And part of having the right mindset is learning to reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing problems, see opportunities. Instead of seeing obstacles, see stepping stones. Because every challenge you face is a chance to grow. Every obstacle is a chance to become stronger. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. All the positive thinking in the world won't win your battle if you don't take action. Action is what turns thoughts into reality. It's what turns plans into progress. It's what turns dreams into achievements. So don't just think about what you want to achieve. Don't just plan for it. Take action. Take that first step, no matter how small it might seem. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. You just have to start. And once you start, keep going. Build momentum, because momentum is a powerful force. Once you get it going in the right direction, it becomes easier to keep moving forward. Persistence. In any battle, persistence is what separates the victors from the defeated. Persistence is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what keeps you moving forward when progress seems slow. It's what keeps you fighting when giving up seems easier. Remember, most people give up right before their breakthrough. They quit when victory is just around the corner. Don't be one of those people. Be persistent, be relentless in pursuit of your goals, because persistence wears down resistance. It turns obstacles into opportunities. It turns setbacks into comeback. And remember, persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's insanity. Persistence means trying different approaches, learning from your mistakes, and keep moving towards your goal. It takes courage to fight the battles no one knows about. It takes courage to face your fears, to confront your doubts, to push through your insecurities. It's not the absence of fear. It's action in the face of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And every time you act with courage, you become a little bit braver. Every time you face your fears, they lose a little bit of their power over you. So be courageous. Take risks. Step out of your comfort zone, because that's where growth happens. That's where victories are won. I want to circle back to where we started. The battle you tell no one about. The silent struggle you're facing right now. I want you to know that this battle doesn't define you. It's part of your story, yes, but it's not the whole story. You are so much more than your struggles. You're a complex, multifaceted individual with dreams, talents, and potential waiting to be unleashed. This battle you're fighting, it's shaping you, molding you, preparing you for something greater. It's the fire that's forging your character, tempering your spirit, and revealing your true strength. A diamond for a moment. Do you know how diamonds are formed? They're created under immense pressure and heat deep within the earth. Without that pressure, without that heat, they'd remain nothing more than ordinary carbon. You're like that diamond. The pressure you're under, the heat you're feeling, it's transforming you. It's turning you into something precious, something valuable, something that can withstand anything life throws at it. Diamonds? They don't start out polished and sparkling. They start out rough, uncut, hidden within ordinary-looking rocks. It takes time, effort, and skilled craftsmanship to reveal their true beauty. And that's what you're doing right now. You're in the process of revealing your true beauty, your true potential. Every day you fight your battle, you're chipping away at the ordinary rock, revealing the diamond within. Perspective for a moment, because in any battle, perspective is crucial. It's not just about what you're going through, but how you choose to see it. You see, life is like a painting. When you're up close, all you can see are individual brushstrokes. Some bright, some dark, some that seem out of place or messy. But when you step back, you start to see the bigger picture. You see how all those brushstrokes come together to create something beautiful? Right now, you might be focused on the dark brushstrokes in your life. the struggles, the pain, the difficulties, and that's understandable. But I want to encourage you to try to step back, to try to see the bigger picture, because those dark brush strokes, they provide contrast, they add depth, they make the bright spots shine even brighter. Without them, the painting of your life would be flat, one-dimensional. So embrace all of it, the light and the dark, the joys and the sorrows, the victories and the defeats, because all of it is creating the masterpiece that is your life. Time is a crucial factor in any battle. And I'm not just talking about the time it takes to overcome your challenges. I'm talking about how you perceive time. You see, when we're in the midst of a struggle, time can seem to slow down. Days feel like weeks, weeks feel like months. We get impatient, we want immediate results, we want our battle to be over now. But growth takes time, change takes time, transformation takes time. Just like a seed doesn't become a mighty oak overnight, you won't overcome your challenges in an instant. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself the time you need to grow, to change, to overcome. Trust the process. Trust that every day, even when you can't see it, you're making progress. And remember, time is also a great healer and teacher. What seems insurmountable today might be a distant memory tomorrow. What confuses you now might bring clarity later. The pain you feel today might be the source of your strength tomorrow. So use your time wisely. Make every day count, because every day is an opportunity to move forward, to learn, to grow stronger. Now, let's talk about purpose, because having a sense of purpose can be a powerful motivator in any battle. When you know why you're fighting, it becomes easier to keep going when things get tough. So ask yourself, what's your purpose? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What drives you to keep pushing forward? Maybe it's a dream you're working towards. Maybe it's the people you love and want to provide for. Maybe it's a cause you believe in. Whatever it is, connect with it. Let it fuel you. Let it be your North Star when the path ahead seems dark and uncertain. And if you're not sure of your purpose right now, that's okay too. Finding your purpose can be a journey in itself. But start by asking yourself what matters to you. What do you value? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? You have something unique to offer the world. You have talents, skills, experiences that no one else has in quite the same combination. And the world needs what you have to offer. Your battle? It's preparing you to fulfill your purpose. It's equipping you with the strength, the resilience, the wisdom you will need to make your mark on the world. So don't give up, keep fighting, because your purpose is waiting for you on the other side of this battle. Growth, because that's what this battle is really all about. Growth. You're not just fighting to overcome something. You're fighting to become something. Someone stronger, wiser, more resilient. Growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, it's often uncomfortable. It stretches us, challenges us, pushes us out of our comfort zones. But that discomfort, that's how you know you're growing. Think about it like exercising a muscle. When you work out, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. It's uncomfortable, sometimes even painful. But as those tears heal, the muscle grows back stronger. The same thing is happening to you right now. This battle is creating tears in the fabric of your old self. And as you heal, as you overcome, you're growing into a stronger, better version of yourself. So embrace the discomfort. Welcome the challenges, because they're not here to break you. They're here to make you. And remember, growth isn't always visible from the outside. Sometimes the most significant growth happens on the inside, in your mindset, in your character, in your spirit. So don't get discouraged if you can't see immediate results. Trust that the growth is happening, even if it's not visible yet. Resilience. We touched on this earlier, but it's so important that it bears repeating and expanding upon. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt to change, to keep going in the face of adversity. It's not a fixed trait. It's not something you're born with or without. It's a skill that can be developed a muscle that can be strengthened. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you're building your resilience. Every time you get knocked down and get back up, you're becoming more resilient. Every time you adapt to a change, you're increasing your resilience. So how do we build resilience? Well, it starts with mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Believing in your ability to overcome. Focusing on what you can control rather than what you can't. It also involves self-care, taking care of your physical and mental health, building strong relationships and support networks, practicing mindfulness and stress management techniques. And it involves action, taking steps, no matter how small, to address your challenges, learning from your experiences, continuously adapting and growing. Remember, resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about always getting back up. It's not about never feeling overwhelmed or discouraged. It's about not letting those feelings stop. So embrace the challenges that come your way. See them as opportunities to build your resilience. Because the more resilient you become, the better equipped you will be to face whatever life throws at you. In this battle you're fighting, it's crucial that you remain true to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in trying to be what we think others want us to be or what we think we should be. But that path leads to frustration and burnout. Your strength lies in being authentically you, with all your quirks, your flaws, your unique perspectives and experiences. Don't try to fight your battles the way someone else would. Fight them your way. Being authentic doesn't mean you can't change or grow. It means that your growth and change come from a place of self-awareness and self-acceptance, not from trying to conform to others' expectations. So take some time to really know yourself. What are your values? What are your strengths? What makes you uniquely you? And then lean into that. Let it guide you in your battles. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you in all your authentic glory. Your battle is shaping you, yes, but it shouldn't change the core of who you are. Let it reveal your true self, not hide it. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to talk about legacy, because the battle you're fighting right now, it's not just about you, it's about the impact you will have on the world around you. Every time you choose to keep fighting, every time you overcome a challenge, every time you grow and become stronger, you're setting an example. You're showing others what's possible. You're leaving a legacy. The people in your life, your family, your friends, your colleagues, even strangers you interact with. How might your courage in facing your battles inspire them? How might your resilience give them hope? How might your growth motivate them to pursue their own? You see, your battle has a ripple effect. The strength you're developing, the wisdom you're gaining, the resilience you're building, it doesn't just benefit you. It benefits everyone whose life you touch. So when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling discouraged, when you're wondering if it's all worth it, remember this. Your battle is creating a legacy. It's making a difference, not just in your life, but in the lives of others. And that legacy, it will outlive you. The example you're setting today could inspire someone years from now, someone you might never even meet. The strength you're developing could be passed down to future generations. The wisdom you're gaining could help someone else win their own silent battle. So fight on, not just for yourself, but for all those who will be impacted by your courage, your resilience, your growth. I want you to remember this. The battle you're fighting, the one you tell no one about, it's sacred ground. It's where your character is being forged, where your strength is being tested, where your true self is being revealed. Don't shy away from it. Don't try to escape it. Embrace it. Face it head on. Fight it with everything you've got. Because on the other side of this battle is a version of you that you've never met before. A version that's stronger, wiser, more resilient. A version that's ready to take on whatever life throws its way. And that version of you, it's worth fighting for. It's worth every struggle, every setback, every moment of doubt. So keep fighting, keep pushing, keep growing. because your victory is coming, and when it does, you will realize that the battle was never just about overcoming something. It was about becoming someone. Someone stronger, someone wiser, someone unstoppable.